in our country today. And don't get your panties in a twist if you think I'm fixing to talk about Republicans or you think I'm fixing to talk about Christians. This is not about Republicans. This is not about Christians. This is about one Republican Christian. Okay? Just one. But the problem is, if there's one guy out there that thinks like this, there's probably a whole shit ton more. And I just kind of wanted to tell you how my day went. The idiots that I have to work with. So, do we not understand that not all Muslim people are bad? Do we not fucking understand that? You know? And here's the screwed up part. So this is what I was told at work by roughly 68 to 70-year-old man. Okay, so I think age is an important factor in that too, because that factors in the ignorance level. So he told me, and I had to write all this shit down because it's batshit crazy. Okay, he told me that the Muslim population will overtake the U.S. in 2025. Let me say that again. The Muslim population will overtake the U.S. in 2025. He seems to think the whole world, even, I think is where he was going with this shitbird scenario. Okay? And he told me it was because their birth rate is so high. So I'm assuming there's a bunch of Muslims fucking like rabbits, is what he's trying to tell me, which is insane. Okay? And he tells me that the sheer number of Muslims is a threat to the United States of America. Do we not see how that is fucking racist when you say that? When you're trying to comprehend this batshit craziness? Like, I don't understand how somebody can tell you this and then not think that they're not racist. And then he goes on to tell me that Barack Obama is, of course, a Muslim, okay, and will be king of all Muslims by 2025. Okay, that's 10 fucking years from now. 10 years from now. How does this align up in his brain? 10 years from now, suddenly Obama is going to be king of the whole universe, and all the Muslims are on the exact same thought process and are going to bow down to Obama in 2025. And here's why Obama is going to be king. Because of the negotiations with Iran, with the nuclear power. Even though there's completely other countries involved, you know, like Russia, and there's people sitting down at this table that aren't just the United States and Iran, I guess he completely forgets that somehow, with these negotiations of us not letting them have nuclear power until like 10 years from now or something, suddenly all of this is going to just immediately come together in 10 years. Everything's going to line up. Every Muslim has each other's emails and phone numbers, and everybody in Iran apparently is on the bandwagon, and they're like, yeah, in 10 years we fooled everybody. Come on over. Here's some nuclear weaponry, Obama. Now you have your fingers on the buttons, and you control the whole world, and now the Muslims have overpopulated it, and then he believes they're going to persecute the Christians. Now, this is from your average, everyday Republican churchgoer. This is your average, everyday Republican churchgoer. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, I'm not that fucking batshit crazy, and I'm Republican or I'm Christian. Yeah. I got it. This guy made decent money all his life, hangs around pretty much fucking normal people. I've never heard him say anything batshit crazy in his life until he told me this today. And he goes, I know it's a little out there. Oh, do you? A little out there? Can you please stand in front of the fucking mirror and repeat this and try to make any fucking sense out of this? This makes no sense. And here's the deal. I live in Texas. This guy lives in Texas. And I know some of you are like, well, that's your first fucking problem. Exactly. Okay, we won't get into that because I'll piss some rednecks off, which I don't care about. So, yeah, and he's not a redneck. He's not your good old boy, okay? I can understand if some good old boy came up to me and was like, hey, you know what? You know them Muslims, they're going to overrun the country in 2025. Obama, he's going to be king 2025, 10 years from now through Iran nuclear power. Yeah, and they're going to persecute the Christians, run the Christians right out of here. Yep, that's right. But he doesn't act like that. He's an educated man. He's educated. Seems like a cool guy. And then this just came out of his mouth. And he doesn't even seem to understand that it's racist. It just blows my fucking mind. And maybe it's because he's so damn old, right? But here's the messed up part. The reason I mentioned Texas is because the ratio for white and Hispanic is even. It's 41% and 41%. Okay? And that's from the Census Bureau. 41% and 41%. And you can see it where we work, and you can see it in Texas in general. You can see it if you just stop on by San Antonio. Okay? And actually in San Antonio, you wouldn't think it was 41% and 41%. You think the Hispanic ratio would be higher, okay? Apparently they're all living in San Antonio, Texas. But the thing is, if you have a population of a lot of Hispanics that equal your whites, what makes you think that suddenly in 10 years the Muslim population is going to overtake the world in 10 years? In just as little as 10 years. How do you think that's going to fucking occur? I just don't understand this stupidity, and it drives me nuts. And so, here's the other problem with that stupidity. Do you have a fucking computer? I mean, I know a couple of his problems are he's Christian, he's Republican, and he only watches Fox News, okay? So he's all kinds of fucked up. I understand. You know, one of those things is just bad enough, but fucking he's got all three things going on. So he's a lost cause, I get it. But here's the deal. The United States Bureau population numbers is 62% white, 12% black, and 17% Hispanic. 8% other. So you know what that means? That means the Muslims fall into the 8% other. And not all Muslims are bad. How can we not fucking understand that? Do we not understand that? I know a couple of us are fucking normal and can understand that. But I just don't understand this level of fucking batshit crazy thinking. And unfortunately, part of that is his Christianity. He thinks he's going to be persecuted, and he's going to be persecuted by Muslims. This is what I got to listen to today. And the sad thing is somebody's watching this video right now going, well, he's 100% right. Check, bro, look at this guy right here. Got a muscle shirt on, barely got any muscles, probably weighs 145 pounds wet. This guy right here. Be lucky to even throw a bale of hay. Giggling people. And here's the other statistical number that he just could have looked up, okay? There's roughly 50 54 million fucking Hispanics in the United States. That represents 17% of the U.S. population. Why do you seem to think Muslims are going to overtake us? Because we live in Texas, and like I said, it's 41% white and 41% Hispanic. So I honestly would have thought maybe we're going to have fucking fiestas every other goddamn day and have Cinco de Mayo every month, because that's what it looks like out here in Texas. So why would you think Muslims are going to overrun us in 10 years? I would think the Hispanics would overrun us in 10 years. And I think somebody did a poll on that, and Hispanics will be the bigger population by 2043. So there you go. There's just some interesting numbers and the kind of dumb batshit crazy I get to deal with at my job.